Welcome to Leo for Leos. This is a channel featuring intuitive tarot readings for the astrological sign of Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm a Leo as well, so this is why the channel is called Leo for Leos. Cross-watchers and fellow readers are welcome. However, I do want to give you a heads up that I read the cards as I see them and not always the way it's traditionally done. So let's get started. All right, so I did not get to do a reading for you in July, and I'm sorry about that. Life was insane. If you went back to my old review, if you went back to my old tarot reading, my last one, which was for June, I did talk about things accelerating, getting, more intense. I don't know if it's been like that for you, but for me, it's been kind of wild. I haven't been able to catch up with anything, but still trotting along, still trying. So now let's look at what is in store for Leos for, let's say, mid to end of July to all of August, leading into September, which is basically Leo season, right? So let's do a good Leo season reading right now. Oh, wow. So look what just popped out right away. Leo season. Wow, we're getting some expressive cards here. Leo season for my Leos. How will Leo season play out for the Leos? Ooh. The cards are quite jumpy for me today. They kind of remind me of fish jumping out of a pond. Oh, wow, you see? Okay. All right, let's choose the last two. Okay. Okay, so the rest of July looks like it's about sort of growing the things that you have right now, like tending to your stuff. Like if you have, just doing the routines that you're doing. It's not really about starting anything new, but definitely caring for things, nurturing it, making sure things get done, and trying to maintain a level of happiness, whatever you can. And so we're going to explore that just a little. I'm not going to go too far into it. Making sure that the foundation for whatever's going to happen in the future is set and firm. Okay? There's not a whole lot of worry behind it. I mean, even if it's like below the, if there's like things that you're worried about below the surface, on the surface level, you're not really too worried about a lot of the stuff that's happening now because you have things more or less under control or looking like it's going to be more, going more in your favor. Okay. So let's move on to the Queen of Wands, which is basically continuing to, work hard, getting things done, but also trying to maintain a level of happiness. There's still a lot that you don't know that you're working on, but you're employing everything in your power to keep things maintained, or the maintenance of advancing. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but there are like certain things that you keep doing every day to get more and more advanced, be it like learning something every day, learning a new trick or new trade every day, and there's sort of like a succession to that. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens gradually. So there are some fond memory. You may be connecting with someone who is from your past that's interested in what you're doing. Let's see if that's playing out in some way. Well, what it's doing is making you look at what you have and seeing, like, okay, how much more, assessing what you need, because sometimes, like, when you talk to, like, a certain person or someone from your past, they can trigger, like, your need to, like, check up on yourself. It could be comparison, or it could be, you know, like, they're doing well, how am I doing? And that's, I would say, healthy competition. I wouldn't call it necessarily anything that's, you know, particularly unpleasant. It's just sort of like looking at what you have and seeing if there's, you know, what you can do with it, like seeing if there's any wiggle room. For some of you, this could be entering a partnership, doing something with that person that may be able to help move you along a little further in your plans of what you're doing. And it's sort of like you're waiting for for things to work out, and this relationship may be your way to do it. It's sort of, you're looking at your options basically and seeing if maybe this new thing or this idea or this partnership could push the needle a little further along, right? It may be like collaborating with someone on a podcast, or it may be a business venture. It may be something very, you know, we're not talking about doing huge things like a marriage, but let's check if it's a marriage. No, but whatever it is, it's about gaining more money, like just like a notch more money, like getting another income stream. So yeah, it is about, you know, seeing what you have and seeing if it's possible for you to get into this relationship. And it could definitely pan out to equal a possible money situation, or, you know, a payout or a payday. And it could be as simple as someone telling you about a gig, you know, and including you, and, you know, yeah. So let's move on to the Four of Swords, which is a healing card. And man, you know, that is a good, I love seeing that card, because, you know, healing is from past trauma, which we all have some sort of trauma. Even if the trauma is different for each person, it still needs to be dealt with, and it still needs healing. So let's talk about this healing that needs to be done. Okay, it has to do with legacy. Somehow there's, it could even be with fear of not having a legacy, or feeling like somehow the legacy wasn't, that you haven't fulfilled your destiny in life, or it could be in jeopardy. But there's a healing happening here of that, like ensuring you or giving you a green light or a thumbs up, even, of like, yes, you are making a difference. You are making a difference. Oh my God, this came. This is hope. This is hope. So there's a lot of hope for the future here. Oh my goodness. It's big. This is a big healing moment that is leading to this sort of hope for the future. Wow. Wow. Getting it done. It's possible. Whatever it is that your dreams are, it's totally possible. And this really signifies a great deal of passion for it. It's still there. It's still possible. It's visible. So yeah, wow. I'm actually really excited about this. So let's go here. We're talking about independence, standing up on one's own, doing things by themselves, and doing well for oneself, right? Mastering one's own world. So this is part of the thing that, it's really kind of like going with everything else we were talking about. You're making yeah, sure, there's some partnerships, but you need people. You always need people. But whatever is happening is making you more independent and more in power of your own life, which is, priceless to a Leo. So there's Page of Wands, which is really going to be about like diving into some subject matter and kind of it might even be, I would say for this one, it may be telling people of something. When I look at this card, I kind of see like, it almost looks as if the wand is a, the way he's holding it, it almost looks like a microphone. It's my little like visual cue. It almost looks like a microphone. But he's like, it's almost like he's telling something. So there may be some kind of message you want to put out there. Maybe if it's not an email to people, telling them about what you're doing, how you're feeling about certain things, what your plans are. It may even be like a post that you send to your followers. It could be, it's something announcing something new, okay? Or like, not necessarily like a launch of something, but it's going to be giving people an insight into what's happening with you individually and how that's going to work. Now, what this is also too doing, this particular message, is like defending your stance, whatever it is. And it doesn't mean a bad thing, like that you have to defend your stance. It's sometimes when you are geared towards a specific audience, a specific group, it could be your customers, it could be a fan base, or it could be a group of people that you want to be a part of. This is really good, because if you don't stand for anything, you won't get, people don't find anything in common with you if you don't stand for anything. So you have to stand for something. And so by standing for something, that could increase, your visibility, like people being able to see you. These are very aggressive cards. This is like going out there and getting what you want. Getting out there and actually getting more people. This is a spiral. I'm going down a spiral here. Let me just do a few more. Wow. These are very aggressive. Oh, wow. Okay. So, all right. So we have this message, and there's something you have to defend, but also you're going out and getting, like, so that's why I'm really thinking like this is structured in a way in which you know that you're talking to a base of people who are on your same side, but you're laying out like, this is why, these are my bullet points of why I have this stance. And not that people are going to be behind you or anything. I don't know if they will be behind you or not. But this is your way of your tactical style of going out there and getting supporters and getting people and getting customers, right? And maybe even getting customers. So whatever it is that you're doing, you're being actively aggressive, going after it. And you don't know what's going to happen. There's no telling what people could do, but you're going off of intuition and your gut and your standing, your morals, everything. You're going by the divine spirit inside of you, which is, sometimes you can't fight against that. And there's, you put these two together. I mean, that's a powerful combination. So this is stuff that can't, when you're 92 years old, you'll still feel the same way about this subject. This is you having thought about something and feeling very fierce about it, ready to defend it. So the only problem with that is it's to take no prisoners. It's win at all costs, or you have your swords, and if people leave, they leave. You're happy, no matter what. If they don't like it, they can go away, and look, you're happy. This is not an unhappy person. It's a person who has has drawn a line in the sand, has thrown down their gauntlet and is like, okay, are you down or what? So if we notice we had all these wands, right? And now we have the sword, which is much more savage. It's it's definitely about like, and look at this. So whereas we had the Knight of Wands, now we have the Knight of Swords. So it's an even more extreme kind of like, getting more aggressive style of winning, if you will, or more aggressive style of getting what you want. Ultimately, it's about people giving, and maybe even them giving to your cause. It could be a Kickstarter, it could be a Patreon, something. You drawing the line in the sand impresses people and makes them say, okay, we're going to follow this person, we're going to donate to this person, we're going to even out the playing field, we're going to get things balanced again between the war against good and evil. It's a very, very interesting storyline here. That's August. we're like way deep into August here. So now we have sleepless nights because you're causing a lot of ruckus here, and a lot of it is good stuff. There's going to be nights where you're like, I can't believe I just did that. What am I going to do? There's going to be a lot of that. And let's say, like, just to, let you know what these sleepless nights are. I mean, I've had tons of sleepless nights this month, and nothing traumatic has happened in my life. They just happened. Just sleepless nights, worried about stuff that you probably have under control. So it just happens. You get those moments, but there's I'm just gonna do a light. Ooh, two of them came out. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the spiral. I call it a spiral when we get kind of a lot of storytelling wanting to come out at one time through the cards. So, all right. So there's worrying, and I think this here, all of these cards here, are the solution to help you deal with this. Okay. So we've got the worrying, but there's also the way to cure that or deal with it is just during your awake hours or during like office hours or whenever you can, try to do as many creative projects as possible. Jot down all your ideas, craft, work on it. Work on the things that keep you creative. I think that is another way of keeping the busy mind, keeping your mind busy. Because the mind is a busy thing, but sometimes when it's got something to work on, it's there. Like if you're having a crazy day and you're worried about, okay, what about that email I sent? Well, maybe knitting might help. I know it sounds crazy, but these little activities stop us from overthinking our problems, and sometimes they're not really problems, it's just life. But overthinking is a bad, it can really lead to a lot of stress and things we don't want. So another thing too here is the self-care. Like, do something really cool, like take care of yourself, go get your nails done, go get your hair done, go to the gym, read, jog, and do something for yourself, okay? And in the meantime, I think this is also about when I see all these cups, I think of like somebody like kind of hoarding all of the good stuff in life. like wanting to have as many experiences as possible. Then we come to the king, right? Well, let's look at these two cards together. And you have the king right next to this. Somebody who wants to have all of the experiences. And the king who's alone has this, is in a very tumultuous situation, but is sort of remaining stoic and has his emotions in control. Really take time to love the things that we have. The one thing, right? Instead of the many. Just the one thing that's, enjoy it. That's the message I'm getting here. And if you even notice with the creative card, it is just one cup, So I think that's appreciating what we have. That can take away a lot of worry, right? And also, This is so juicy though. That's why I'm like, I keep going back to. Also, like when I think of all of these cards here and all of these experiences, all of these maybe things, right? These could be things like a hoard of things. This could also be the source of the problem, the the staying up all night, the worry. It's a hard thing. And it could be stemming from like being too creative, having too many ideas. Again, notice the creative card has one cup, doesn't have all these cups. So try to do things one at a time, enjoy them, and savor them. It's a message. It's a message. Also, there's more. It says here that Leos are ready to do that, to take on their challenges. They're ready to do that. And to move from all, they may have had some things here that are very important to them. They're willing to let it go and move on to the next stage. Again, I think of things where it might be a hoard of things, but it could be people, it could be ideas that are just not finished, or they just never panned out, just walking away from them, and then and maybe pursuing one idea, or maybe because it looks like, okay, now see, I said considering one, it looks like there's a missing cup here. It could be in the person's hand. So they're just walking away with the one cup that they choose to enjoy. So I don't know these how we see things in these cards. All right, so as I'm supposed to. Then we have the Knight of Cups. So there could be an offer coming in, or a proposal that someone brings you that is very nice, very sweet, very interesting to you, and you might take it. It might be just what you were looking for, or it might not be, but expect like something interesting, an opportunity to kind of pop up out of nowhere, and it requires you to exhibit a lot of strength, either to accept it or to turn it down. Now, okay, we finally get to this victory. Yes, Leos will have some victory. And this would be after Leo season. During and after. Because there's a certain kind of energy in the air during Leo season that's incredible. Ooh, this popped out. Wow. The future is so bright. Wow. Justice. There's a burden. Page of Pentacles. Partnership. Queen of Pentacles. Incredible. Yeah. Okay, so there is victory. There is victory out of all of this. It's just going to be like victory. More, 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 more. You are in a standing where you can look towards the future. The world is in your hands. Literally. In this card. There's justice, meaning that everything seems to be going exactly as planned. Like there's no malarkey, there's no bad shystiness. This is all legal and legit. We love that. We love legitimacy, because then no one can take it away from you, not legally, without being in the wrong. Okay? It is a burden. It is a burden, right? Everything, and there's nothing without a burden. Okay? happiness does not come without a burden. So I think that's just a given. But again, the more successful you are, right? The more successful you are, the more burdens you carry. So you get one success, you get another success, you get another success, you get another. The more success you get, the more it burdens you. So don't worry about the burden. You can handle it. You got the strength card here. Okay? You can handle it. Now this is just the pursuit of not just happiness, but the betterment of yourself. Like to continue to better yourself, to learn about new tactics and new tricks, new technologies. It is also about being open to new ideas. It's definitely, I love this card a lot when I see that. And then there's a partnership. Again, we talk about this partnership. I don't know where this partnership is coming from. But this partnership is showing up again of making a deal with somebody. I'm not sure if there's like an exchange happening. You know, there's an exchange of ideas and possibly even labor. So you may have a friend who will be working on your behalf. And then we have, as a final, the Queen of Pentacles, which is very similar to the card. We started out with the Empress, right? And the thing about those two cards is full of green, lush foliage around them, okay? And that really signifies to me someone who is growing something, who is nurturing things, who's watering the plants, giving them enough sunlight, giving them all the food that they need in order to grow. And that's how this is the trajectory for you. The things that you're working on, you are helping to make them grow. You are giving them the right amount of attention. You are investing money. You are socking some money away. You are saving. You are cultivating your audience. You are nurturing all of your followers and people who are on your side. You are listening to people who have complaints. This is the mother nurturer that you have become. But this is also something that is going to be beneficial to you financially. So, yeah. Very, very cool stuff, Leos. Happy Leo season. Happy birthday to you. I hope you're going to have a wonderful Leo season. And I want to thank you so very much for watching, supporting, and subscribing. If you haven't done so, please consider to get Leo Intuitive Tarot readings from me. And be sure to hit the bell icon to be the very first to know when my next video gets posted. Many blessings to you, my awesome Leos. And remember, this channel is for you and you alone.